Hi friends, this is Dainty Tank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome back to Please Be Happy. This is part 21 in the series, and oh my god, we had a whole confession, we had a kiss, we had a dance. Oh my goodness. And I've got a pixel in my lap, so you only get one of my hands today.
Yeah, isn't that right? I'm not allowed to have another.
It's so good to be back and to see you guys. It's always fun. I know, I took my hand away so I could load.
Oh, you didn't finish this one!
No, I did not, Tommy. I need to pick it back up. Just for the record. Alright. When I do open my eyes a few hours later, that feeling of elation hasn't left me, and it gets me to bounce out of bed and get ready in a hurry. I stare at my own reflection in the mirror as I brush my teeth and wash my face. I don't look any different than usual, of course, but I half expected to. My lips tingle with the memory of Juliet's against mine, and the tender look on her face. A look meant just for me. Aww. After I finish washing up, I hurry downstairs to breakfast, taking the stairs two at a time. I practically slide into the kitchen.
Good morning, Aspen!
Oh shit, there's another! It's not just Juliet sitting at the table, but Aspen too.
Good morning, Miho, to you.
Good play on words there, fun. Yes.
Hello, Miho.
Hello, Miho. Juliet. I blush. The Juliets. Oh my goodness. It's like somehow a little bit more intimate, even just the fact that she's just saying hello, Miho. Just a little bit. Although Juliet's greeting is pretty typical, there's a new warmth in the voice that makes me blush. There we go. Okay, it's not just me.
Morning! I thought you weren't going to be coming to breakfast anymore, Aspen.
I said I wouldn't be here as frequently, not that I wouldn't be here at all.
Well...
Besides, it's a special occasion. It's not every day that your two best friends start dating.
She already knows. Juliet.
You already know?
It hasn't even been a full day. It hasn't even been more than a few hours.
I hope you don't mind. I spoke with Aspen yesterday, in fact.
Oh, did you call and ask if it was okay? Oh, you're so sweet.
Nah, I don't. She'd figure it out pretty fast anyway.
Actually, I was hoping I could talk with you as well, Miho. If that's alright.
Oh, yes, please air the dirty laundry. Air it out.
Oh, sure. What is it?
Mind if we go outside?
Sure. I glance at Juliet, who's standing up from the table. She gives us a friendly wave towards the door. Be gone. Talk and complete your circle of triangle love. I really do think there should have been a throuple route. I know that there's like a whole cliche about like harem routes, but like this specifically would have been an adorable throuple. Would have been an amazing throuple.
Go on. I haven't started cooking yet, so it'll be a little while before breakfast is ready.
Okay.
Okay. I get up and head out the front door with Aspen close behind me.
Ooh, that is a nail in my leg, sir. Thank you.
I have a pixel in my lap, and he has a nail in my thigh.
Yow.
Okay, with Aspen close behind me. The two of us stand beside each other on the porch, the early morning sun just starting to shine over the hills. Late nights and early mornings, I've had plenty of both, but that's okay. I have things worth staying up for and things worth waking up early for. Next to me, Aspen fidgets with her hair and hat while I wait for her to find her words. I seem to be doing that a lot lately. I have an idea of what the topic might be, but not what she wants to say about it. This is the first time we've been alone together since she went home.
So, Miho.
Yes, Aspen.
You probably remember, even if I don't, that I, said some things to you last time we saw each other.
Yup. So we're finally back here.
Yeah.
How could I forget? I swallow a lump in my throat, trying to just listen to Aspen without getting ahead of myself.
Although the actual memories are a blur to me. I wrote a lot of my feelings down in my journal over the past couple months, including that evening after I left. It's weird, I have to say, to see all that written in my own handwriting, but not to connect to it or feel it anymore.
Oh.
But I can tell how much I treasured the time I spent with you. I hope that doesn't sound rude. I know you were and are a very, very important person in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful for all the time we've spent together, both before and after that. You're still, or again, a dear friend of mine. Yesterday, Juliet told me about the two of you. She wanted to make sure I was okay with it before giving you an answer.
Oh.
I swear, she's selfless to a fault sometimes.
That's adorable. I thought it was that. I thought it was Juliet going, Aspen, I need your permission. Are you okay if I date the Miho?
She really is.
Anyway, I told her that of course I don't mind. I'm perfectly happy with us remaining as just friends, and I couldn't be more excited for you. Both of you deserve all the joy in the world.
Oh, good. Good. Very happy.
I'd been trying to figure out how to talk to you about everything, and what I even wanted to say, so it was relief to have this reason to say it. I'm sorry for putting it off for so long.
It's okay. I wasn't sure how to bring it up either. I'm really glad though. I like being your friend and I don't want that to change, even if we had to start over.
There we go. Okay. Good. I hold out my arms and Aspen comes forward to give me a hug. It's different from hugging Juliet, of course, but still nice. I'm also relieved to hear how Aspen feels and that she won't be hurt by seeing Juliet and me together. It's still painful to have lost all that time we shared, but at least we're both eager to rebuild it. Aww. Aspen pats me on the back before she steps away.
Well, I certainly feel much better after saying all that. Come on, let's go join Juliet again.
That sounds good.
Right behind ya.
Aww. The power of friendship. Good job, guys. Back inside, there's a sizzling sound coming from the kitchen, as well as the delicious smell of cooking meats. Aspen and I enter to find Juliet frying bacon as well as preparing the usual dishes.
That smells so good.
It should be ready before too much longer. Go ahead and sit down, and I'll bring it to you soon.
Okay.
We hardly ever have meat, so this is a rare treat. I used to have it a lot more before moving into the library, even if I had to scrounge for it. Aspen and I take our places at the table, and soon Juliet brings all the food she prepared and sits it down. While Aspen and I both load up our plates and dig in, Juliet just nibbles on some bread and sips her tea contentedly.
You know, it's not fair that you always make us such good food, even though you can't taste it.
I don't mind. I'm perfectly satisfied seeing the two of you enjoy it.
Yeah, but you worked so hard. I guess there's no way around it though, huh?
Oh, right. You mentioned that to me as well not long ago. So is all food the same to you?
I can still taste things, but just barely. And I can appreciate the textures of different dishes too. But yes, for the most part, it's like an afterthought of flavor.
Like LaCroix. Effectively like a hint of lemon.
So, like drinking a flavored, sparkling water, then?
Oh my god. Oh, Aspen, we're on the same page.
I've grown accustomed to it over the years, to the point where I can't even remember what things used to taste like. Perhaps that's a blessing in disguise.
We make short work of everything Julia cooked, not even leaving behind a crust of bread. After helping us clean up, Aspen departs for the Bell House, and Juliet and I are left alone at the kitchen table. I'm glad that we've gotten more comfortable with silence, because I'm not totally sure what I should be saying or doing right now. As different as things may be, we're still the same people. Even though I want to talk with and be with Juliet more, I haven't magically become more eloquent. It'd be nice if my magic did work like that, though. The best thing to do would probably be to just tell Juliet what I'm thinking. After all, it is being open about my feelings that got me to this point in the first place, so there's no reason to stop now.
Hey, so I have a question about something Aspen said.
Oh?
She said that you and I are dating now. Is that true?
Is dating the word?
I guess what I mean is, I love you, and you said you love me too, so... now what? I know what dating is, but not how to do it, if that makes sense. You probably already know that, though. I just want to make sure I don't do anything wrong.
Oh, you're not doing anything wrong. Dating is what you want it to be. It is. It's communication, and as Steven Universe has set the precedent for, and Garnet is a thing of. Garnet is a relationship. Garnet is an experience. Garnet is a dating creature who eventually becomes a married creature, but they are a conversation. They are an experience, and that's what dating is. It's a relationship. It's an allegory for a relationship. Juliet stands and offers me her hand. I accept, of course, and stand up as well. She takes my other hand in hers and faces me, almost like we're dancing again.
There is no wrong way. Dating, lovers, partners, they're all just words. I'm happy to use any of them if they feel right to you. What matters to me isn't what we call it, but what we feel.
Yeah.
And I feel that being around you reminds me what it's like to exist, and to celebrate being alive, and to find joy in everyday moments. That every second we spend together is more special because you're with me. When I say that I love you, I mean that I love you, Miho.
Oh, it's so sweet. Oh my god, and the blush on Miho's face.
Not just who you could be or who we could be, but who you are now. So please don't feel that you have to change for me or behave a certain way. Just being yourself is all that I can ask for.
Oh, my face feels so hot. You could fry a slice of bacon on it. I'm not embarrassed, but Juliet saying all those things about me is so wonderfully new and exciting that my body doesn't know how else to respond than to blush. I like hearing them though, and it helps put me at ease.
Okay. I can do that.
Still keeping my hands in hers, Juliet leans forward and kisses me, making my lips tingle again. Pretty sure I could get used to this. But could it last? The question permeates everything for me. For the past couple days, it feels like we've danced around the question, the unspoken question. Is what we have, whatever words we use to describe it, enough to make Juliet want to stay here? I shouldn't expect one night to make up her mind, and I'm sure she'll tell me when she's ready. If the answer is no, though, if I do get used to this and to being with Juliet, then will there ever be a time when I'm ready? That's a great question. It's hard to feel ready for your lover to leave. Hi, sir. I wasn't talking about you. Snuggles. Okay. Once again, I force those thoughts away. Beyond thoughts. Not now, we're kissing. The nature of our relationship has changed, but the goals haven't. Okay, sir, I can't with your butt. You need to put it down. Put the butt down. The butt goes down. Down. There you go. The nature of our relationship has changed, but my goals haven't. No matter what's coming in the future, I want to enjoy these moments with Juliet now, and hope that they'll be enough for her too. That's a great point. Okay, so I found that these are fairly inconsequential. Sir, please stop rubbing your face against the thing. Let's go to the bay. Now that we've gone to the bay and confessed our feelings, are we gonna have different feelings at the bay? I'm just enjoying a nice walk on the beach when an intrusive thought makes itself known. Sand. How far does it go? Like, beaches always have a... Nope, we're done. You're standing up. Go. Like, beaches always have a distinctive cutoff when the sand stops and turns to dirt and streets. But, like, what about down? How far down can you dig and still get sand? Or is there just dirt after a certain point? Great question. Generally, with sand, it actually, you can go down and down and it will sit on top of a bedrock layer, which the sand, well, technically sits on a bedrock layer. However, the sand is a very abrasive force because there's actually a soil triangle about how things sit, either like clay, sandy, or loamy. And sand, being a very distinctive point, is very abrasive and porous, so a lot of water and erosive elements go down to the bedrock, and the bedrock starts to erode into a actual soil layer, which then turns into more sand eventually. So, interesting point. There is things underneath it. It doesn't go on forever. Wait, I'm so sorry. I just completely info dumped at you. I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to do that to you. But you're also watching my channel, so you know, I will info dump at you if I'm excited about the topic. I was excited about that. I used to do environmental quizzes effectively. Wait, let's think about this logically. Sand must be a product of the ocean in some way, since it's always right next to the ocean, so sand probably goes down as far as the ocean goes. Huh. But then, where do deserts come from? Oh, I think it's better if I don't think about this anymore. You're trying to unravel geology. Oh, hi kids. The first guests of the day are the school kids from last Friday. They enter one at a time, not struggling with the door this time. The girl I talked to before, Cello, comes over to the desk.
Good morning, Ms. Miho.
How do you remember?
Morning! How'd your project go?
Was it not a whole 24 hours?
We're still working on it.
Some of us are. Some of us just want to wander around.
It's not wandering if you have a destination.
Oh.
Around isn't a destination.
They remind me of Lena and Aspen. Cello sighs, wraps her face. She must have put up with this a lot.
Well, that's why I wanted to come ask for Ms. Miho's advice again.
Again?
Yeah, have you met her before?
What? She helped us just a couple days ago.
Wait, so you haven't been in contact with Cello? How does Cello know? Pippa and Armand look at each other, puzzled. Even with her back to me, I can tell Cello is too. It even takes me a moment to realize what's happened. I've gotten so used to my friends remembering me that I didn't even think of how weird it was for Cello to remember me too. I'm sure we haven't seen each other since the last time she was here, but she hasn't forgotten me. I couldn't even begin to guess why, yet somehow, as strange as it is, it just feels like another part of a bigger mystery instead of a life-changing event. Another question I can't answer. I don't know why, but I could spend all day guessing and still not figure it out. I'm sure she wouldn't be able to tell me either. No, but you should definitely wake up your lover there. So, weird as it is, there's no use in dwelling on it right now. When Cello turns back toward me, confusion on her face, I just shrug and smile.
It's fine. It's just a thing that happens.
The young mermaid doesn't look totally convinced, but she nods all the same.
Alright, if you say so. Actually, if it's fine with you, I had another question to ask.
Yes, but get her number and show it to talk to Juliet.
Ask away.
Ask away.
Last time, you told me about your favorite place. Are there any other spots in Wellington that you like?
She looks back at her friends who are both distracted by some of the library decorations.
We're having trouble settling on a topic.
Miho's a topic. Before I can answer, Armand flops his wings excitedly, blowing a couple of books nearby open.
What if we did our project on this library?
There are libraries everywhere, even Amarina. What's so special about this one?
There are coffee shops in Amarina too, but you still wanted to go to one. Besides, just look around. This isn't a normal library.
No, this is one vampire's personal collection.
Right, Miss Miho?
That's true, I guess.
I haven't been to many other libraries, but I'm pretty sure they don't usually double as houses like this one does for Juliet and me.
Plus, we wouldn't have to walk around so much. What do you think, Cello?
I do like it here, but only if it's okay with you, Pippa. And with Miss Miho.
Pippa rolls her eyes but shrugs.
Whatever, as long as we get it done.
All three of them turn back to me, their expressions varying degrees of hopeful. How could I say no to that? Try to think of how Juliet would respond.
It's okay. As long as you don't bother anyone or break anything.
We won't!
You're already going to bother someone if you keep yelling like that.
Oops.
Oops. Oh, so good-natured.
Thank you so much. We'll be extra super careful.
No prob.
Three of them set off to explore the library, browsing the shelves and peeking into some of the display cases. I keep working on my daily tasks, but keep one eye on the kids while I do. True to their word, though, they're mostly quiet and not too rowdy, so they don't cause any troubles. Sometimes they sit down at one of the tables to write and then get up to look around some more. They've been here for a little over an hour when Juliet comes downstairs and joins me at the front desk. I hop up out of my seat, pleasantly surprised.
Hey! I thought you were asleep. Not that I'm not glad to see you.
I should be, but I wasn't able to fall asleep. After tossing and turning for an hour, I thought I'd come and visit you instead. How's the library today?
Fine, same as always, pretty much. Those kids I told you about the other day are back. They asked if they could do their project on the library, and I said that was fine as long as they didn't cause any trouble.
I point to the table where the three kids are sitting close together, talking quietly amongst themselves.
Oh, how lovely. I hope they're able to find what they're looking for here.
Me too. Something really weird happened too. Two of them, Armand and Pippa, forgot me like usual. But the mermaid Cello was able to remember my name from last time.
Really? That is quite strange. You haven't noticed or felt anything different?
Nope. I decided not to think about it too much. Otherwise, I'll just drive myself crazy.
Or you should investigate the teenager. Talk to the teenager and figure out, hey, is there something special about you?
A sound decision. Still, it's something worth keeping in mind.
I nod. Just then, Armand and Cello both stand up and start heading over to the desk where Pippo stays at the table.
Ms. Miho? Oh, and...
My name is Juliet. You must be Cello and Armand, right?
Does everyone here know our names? Don't tell me we forgot her too.
Oh, no, nothing like that. I simply heard from Miho.
Juliet's the one who owns the library. I think I mentioned her last time. Oh, that's perfect. You see, we wanted to ask...
Some questions to fill out the rest of our project. She blushes and looks a little more embarrassed. Armand steps forward bravely.
Do you think you could show us around? I can tell this isn't an ordinary library, but I want to know more about it.
Aw, so earnest.
Sorry to ask for such a big favor, especially since you're already letting us work here.
It would be my pleasure. Miho?
Yeah, I don't mind. Juliet's a real expert, though. Really? Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Shh.
Throw across the library. Pippa loudly shushes Armand. This time he doesn't acknowledge her.
Where should we begin?
Our project is supposed to be on a special place in Wellington, so whatever makes this library special.
Oh.
We can begin with the books then. I've been collecting them for quite a while.
Oh, do we get to know more? I want to know more. I want Juliet's tour of the library, please and thank you. The four of us head to the shelves where Juliet points out a few older books.
These are several first-hand accounts of life here in New Zealand, or Wellington in particular. Some are written by the indigenous people, the Maori, while others are by people who came later. It's important to read history from a variety of sources, and I've done my best to offer just that.
I love learning about the past. I can even tell you about the future too sometimes.
I quite agree. Every person from all walks of life have a perspective all their own. I've been privileged to learn so many of them.
What are these in the glass cases?
Gifts and treasures bequeathed to me over the years. I felt there's no sense in keeping them hidden away where only I can see them, so instead I leave them here for all to witness and enjoy.
I gaze into some of the displays as we pass them by. I've been at the library for so long that I've stopped really noticing some of its features, like the treasures she mentioned. The statues, jewelry, dolls, there's all kinds of things that I'd forgotten about. How can you forget of a doll in a glass jar? That sounds like the most horror tropey, terror-inducing, thing. That's kind of like a third of the genre of horror is just dolls. So, I would not forget that. Juliet recounts stories for some of them about sailors and merchants who gave their things in exchange for food and shelter, or just for company. Both the kids and I listen with rapt attention, while Juliet gazes off into the distance as she remembers the past. We eventually reach the end of the shelves, where Armand notices Cosette's painting on the wall. He runs over to it with Cello trailing behind.
Who's this?
My daughter, Cosette.
She's so pretty.
Juliet smiles thinly. I glance anxiously between her and the students, wondering if I should try to move us along, but Juliet clears her throat.
Cosette is actually the reason this library exists.
Really?
even if I look at Juliet in surprise, I don't think I've heard this before. I think even I look at Juliet in surprise.
Yes. She also loved to collect books, to the point where we could hardly fit them all on our shelves.
Aww.
She suggested that we allow others to borrow them too, in order to share the stories that we loved so much.
Whoa. If I had enough books to open my own library, I'd never have to go anywhere again. I could just stay home and read all day.
Yup.
What about the theater, or museums, or school?
I'd still go to places for fun sometimes, but who needs school when you've got so many books?
He's not wrong. They both laugh, and we move on to the back part of the library, away from the shelves. Juliet shows them the kitchen, dining room, as well as what it's like behind the front desk. Eventually, we reach the bottom of the stairs.
What's up there? Can we go see?
That's where bedrooms are. And Juliet's office.
Oh. Can we go see?
No sense of, like, I shouldn't see this. Pixel, no. Do not do that, sir. Nope, we're not fiddling with things. I'm sorry. He's trying to get my attention by messing with wires.
Armand, that sounds like a private area.
There are some parts you can visit. I have a feeling you might enjoy seeing my study.
Really? Well, let's go!
Juliet leads the way as we follow her into the study.
Whoa!
Yeah. Whoa. It's like a whole other library.
Sir, are you wanting to come up? Is that why? Okay. So Pixel's visiting everyone. Just like I was, they're shocked by how many more books are crammed in here. Something rustles in the corner. Oh, the bats. Jello yelps in fear as she sees one of the bats hanging from the ceiling. It rubs its face with one wing, like we just woke it up, which we probably did. Please don't pet yourself on the book. I don't need this.
What is... Ah!
Ah! It takes a moment for Armand to spot the bat as well. Nope. We're done. Nope. Go. Stop messing with my equipment. I am sorry about this. They are very needy right now. They're very cute too, because they're both now grooming each other right beside me, because they really actually want me to feed them, but it's like an hour early for them. But that doesn't stop them. You know cats. If you know cats, you know cats. Takes a moment for Armand to spot the bat as well.
Oops. I'm sorry, Orpheus. I should have seen if anyone was sleeping.
The bat flaps its wings in what seems like an indignant way, glaring at Juliet.
Wait, it has a name?
Yeah?
The bats are Juliet's friends. They sleep in here a lot of the time. Oh, I'm sorry for yelling.
Despite that, Cello keeps a good distance from the corner where Orpheus is.
It's quite all right. I'm sure he'll be back to sleep in no time. This is my study, where I keep a variety of records and other books that are less interesting to most patrons. However, I suspect you may find some of them useful for your project.
Armand and Cello browse around, although they both shoot nervous glances at the bat every now and then. Orpheus closes his eyes and either goes back to sleep or at least pretends to.
You're right. Some of these look really old.
And handmade.
You're both correct. Many of these volumes were handwritten, or not widely distributed.
So not many people have read them, right? Oh, that would be perfect for our project.
I am not sure these are available to borrow like the others, Armand.
Oh, right.
His wings and tail both droop down. I feel like I know what Juliet's going to say before she says it.
Generally not. But if you promise to be very careful, I wouldn't mind letting you take a few with you. So long as you return them when you're done.
Really? Oh, we can definitely do that, right, Cello?
Yes! As long as it's really okay.
It really is.
Thank you so much!
The two of them look around with even more enthusiasm, to the point where they even get a bit closer to Orpheus. Not too close, though. Juliet and I lean against the wall and watch.
Is this the first time you've let people borrow the books from in here?
The first time in a while, at least. I don't see a reason to deny them, though. It's nice to see how excited they are by the prospect.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's true.
After a few minutes, Armand and Cello approach us with a small stack of books each.
Are these okay for us to take?
Juliet glances over them all before she nods.
Yes, that's fine.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks again!
Come on, let's go show Pippa. Even she'll have to be impressed by these.
Waving goodbye to us, the kids hurry downstairs, being careful not to drop or damage the books they're carrying. Juliet and I stay behind near the hallway to Juliet's room.
That was fun. I learned a lot too.
I'm glad. It was nice to have a reason to indulge in those memories for a while.
You never told me you started the library because of Cosette.
I didn't? My. I suppose it never came up.
I lean against Juliet and she wraps her arms around me. I should get back to work soon, and I know Juliet still needs to sleep, but I'm glad to have this extra moment together. There's plenty I still don't know about Juliet, but I'm looking forward to learning it. Ah, that was so sweet! That was so precious! Okay, so, it's kinda not much going on. Let's go to the waterfront. The view from the waterfront is really just the best on a clear day. Take a long and refreshing sit, enjoying the seamlessly endless expanse of water. Sometimes it's nice to just enjoy the sight of nature without any expectations. But my patience is rewarded by a sight of dolphins passing by. They're far away, just the smallest glimpse of dorsal fins moving in a group, but they're unmistakably dolphins. I whip my head around, and it doesn't seem like anyone near me has noticed them, but I guess nobody else is really staring out into the horizon either. What a nice surprise. Yeah, I enjoy dolphins. After Juliet and I say our goodbyes for the night, I go up into my room and go to bed. After about tossing and return for a while, I get up and put my shoes back on. Aside from Juliet, there's no one else that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Aside from Juliet, there's someone else I've been thinking about a lot lately. My last encounter with Silver didn't go so well, but it hasn't made me any less determined to talk to her. It's not just because of my magic and what she might be able to tell me about it. It's because I also want to help her. I know that I can't tell her that outright, but every passing day that I spend with Juliet or with Aspen makes me more confident in my decision to stay around Wellington. While I don't expect things to go exactly the same way as Silver, as they did for me, I hope that maybe someday she'll want to change too. Since I'm not ready to tell Juliet about Silver, I have to be extra quiet as I leave my room and go outside. Making my way to Mount Victoria doesn't take very long, just like last time I changed forms and searched for Silver's scent, locking on and following it through the forest. I eventually find her in her two-legged form, sitting on a log with her back to me. For some reason, I'm surprised. Just assumed she spent most of her time as a fox. Changed forms myself. Somehow I don't think she's noticed me yet. I'm not sure if I should call out or get her attention or what. I don't think she'd like being surprised, but there probably isn't any chance she'd be excited to see me regardless, so that's true. She's not happy to see you regardless of what happens, so. Taking a step, I make a decision. I have the decision made for me. The snap of a branch under my foot gives me away.
Damn it.
Sure enough, Silver spins around her eyes, going from shock to annoyance when she sees me. She leaps to her feet in a fluid motion, while I hold up my empty hands to show her I'm not a threat.
Stupid dog. Learn to obey when you're given a command. I told you not to come back here.
Oops. Guess I must not have heard that part.
I don't bother to make a plan for how to convince her to talk to me, since she has a tendency to mess up any plans I try. She snorts in derision. Derision. Yes, and transforms as she turns back away from me in a flash. Oh my god, I can read. In a flash, she's taken off. Ah.
Not this time.
I change forms and run after her. She's tricky, not just fast, but also darts back and forth, weaving among the trees as she tries to get away. I don't let her, instead keeping her in my sights, even though she manages to stay ahead. The forested area isn't very big, but she backtracks so much that it feels huge. If we were in other forms, I'm sure she'd be shouting taunts at me, or obscenities. Instead, it's gravely silent, other than the soft sound of our paths on the leaves and moss. Silver eventually gives up on trying to confuse me, instead puts on a burst of speed, pulling farther and farther away from me. Why is she so determined to run away? And why am I so determined to catch her? The first part isn't tough to answer, because running away is easy. I understand, because until recently, that's exactly what I would have done too. The second part, that's harder to say. I push myself as well, trying to run faster like Silver. It's hard, though, and my legs are already aching. I have to start relying on my ears and nose, and not just my eyes, to track her. Suddenly, I see her again. Not that far out of reach, she looks back and spots me, and I can see her try to dash again, only this time she doesn't seem to be able to pull it off either. That's when I notice her limp. It's subtle, even though I can only tell when I'm closer up to her like this, but one of her back legs is definitely... No. I'm sorry, I have a little kitty who's found a light on my computer and wants to push it, but it's the power button. No. No. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Cats attack today. Enough that I can only tell when we're closer up to her like this. But one of her back legs is definitely giving her trouble. And it's starting to slow her down. When it becomes clear I'm going to be able to catch her, she abruptly halts, transforming back into Flash. I scramble to bring myself to a stop, and then change too, almost collapsing backward onto the ground. My lungs feel like they're on fire, but I stay on my feet. Silver doesn't move, her back still to me, even as I see her chest heave while she catches her breath. She clenches a fist, illuminated by light from her bead.
Why? Why won't you leave me alone? I've told you to stay away. Aren't dogs supposed to be good at listening?
I ignore her. I couldn't give her an answer. She'd accept anyway.
Why are you limping? Did you hurt your leg?
Silence. Not that I was expecting an answer myself. But then, slowly, her fingers uncurl.
No. Someone else did. Why do you care?
For the first time, there's less of a sharp edge to her words. For once, it sounds like a genuine question.
Because you exist, I guess. I've never met another Gumiho, but I feel like I know you. At least a little bit. We probably have more in common than you think. Or admit.
Pathetic.
I don't know if she's talking about me or not. Finally, she looks up and glares at me, staring right into my eyes. Not sure how I want to come across to her. Friendly, trustworthy, brave. Whatever we do have in common, she's also a total mystery. Even at my most antisocial, I was never as wild as she is.
Fine then, I'll tell you. Listen well, dog. I won't repeat myself.
I'm into it. Tell me. Folding her arms, Silver turns her back on me and looks up at the stars.
The forest I called home belonged to man, as all forests do in their minds. Every day, to live was to be in fear of their cruel weapons that could tear you apart before you ever saw them. All creatures of the forest are prey to sate man's hunger for violence. I learned to run, for there was no other choice but death. To hide from their stinking horses and craven hounds. Survive. Yet, for all my running and for all my fear, one day, I too found myself fleeing for my life, slabbering beasts at my heels. There was a crack as one of their weapons rang out, finding its mark in my leg. Despite the pain, I kept running for as long as I could before collapsing into the bush. I knew I was going to die, and there was nothing I could do about it. Nothing but quiver and dread, useless and pathetic. I thought I would choke on the fear. Instead, as the first of the hunters arrived, sadistic pleasure in their eyes, the pain in my throat became something else. In that moment, it transformed me. I was more than a pitiful fox. I became something greater, something powerful. In a flash, the fear came for them instead. They screamed the same way we foxes do, in agony and terror. The pain I felt was nothing compared to the euphoria of strength. It served me greater than fear had. And it was not only my blood that nurtured the forest that day.
Oh.
I knew that my wounds would heal in time, but that power would never leave me. They did. And it hasn't. Never again will I suffer a human to harm me. Or anyone else.
Spinning back around, her eyes shine in the moonlight.
Never again.
That's a lot of trauma. I'm so sorry.
I told you before that we are nothing alike.
She's wrong. I could see myself reflected in her harsh gaze. I could have been her so easily.
Well, what is it, dog? Have you finally learned to hold your tongue?
Something about her finally clicks. Something in her words makes sense. The way she tells me so much, even as she tells me to leave. The way she keeps asking for my thoughts. She desperately wants me to respond.
I'm sorry. All of that stuff that happened to you is terrible. I can see why you hate humans so much.
Her eyes widen, then instantly narrow.
Oh, has a thought dared to enter that empty head of yours?
Yeah. I'd probably hate humans too if I'd gone through what you did. Even though I didn't, I still spent most of my life trying to avoid them. And everyone else. Everyone but one person.
I pause, waiting for her to interrupt me, but she doesn't. That's the nicest thing Silver's ever done for me.
I also got my leg hurt by humans back then. Back when I was a fox, I stepped on one of their traps and couldn't get out. I also thought I was gonna die. But instead, my person set me free. Even though they weren't my person yet. And they put a bandage on my leg and helped it get better. I'd probably still have a limp today if they had.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt it. Silver scoffs, but doesn't interject.
Until I came here and met Aspen and Juliet, I thought my person was the only one worth knowing, human or not. I didn't want them to talk to me either. But now, I'm glad they did.
Yeah. I search her face, trying to get a glimpse of what she might be thinking or feeling, but her expression is as stony as ever. I could keep going, but I'm not sure if that'd be a good idea or not. Probably already wearing on her patience. Leave her there or keep going? You know, we're a little over time. I'm going to delay this decision and we're going to do it next time. We're just going to do it next time. With that, I love you all and I'll see you next time. Bye!